toggle button left, and then let's have toggle button right. Okay, this will basically decide the position of the button. Okay, so for left case we will have it like this, and for right case we will have it like this. I hope this should work. And if it is on, so what I'll do is now I will have to add this class conditionally based on if it is on or not. Okay, so what I will do is, for conditional rendering, I'll show you one example. Like we use question mark, which is ternary operator. So what it means is, write the condition here, whatever is, like let's say condition, I think it's better if I write it here. So what we want to do is condition to be checked, question mark, value or expression if true, if condition is true. Okay, and let me just copy this guy, paste it here, if condition is false. Okay, so this is ternary operation. So what we do is we write condition to be checked, and if it is true, then what value should it return, and if it is false, what condition, value or expression should it return. Okay, like value would be any value like boolean, true, false. Expression would be a function call, like let's say if it is true I want to make a function call, if it is false I want to make a different function call, and so on. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a array. Okay, I mean I'll join two classes. Now CSS, you can specify one class, you can specify multiple classes, they should be space separated. Okay, so let's say multiple classes in CSS. Okay, so let's have example. So if you see here, left important, like this is a span which has left class and important, so this will, you know, inherit properties of two classes. And if I show you here, let me use, there are a lot of concepts actually involved in this. There is something called string literal. So what string literal does is, like let's say you have two strings ABC plus DEF. So one way to add dynamic strings is if I have const class 1 equal to ABC and const class 2 equal to DEF. Okay, so one way to concatenate these is class 1 plus class 2. So since I have already added space, so space would be added. Another way would be to use string literals. So this dollar and whatever variable I want to add, class 1, and let's say I want to add another variable just after this, class 2. So this is doing the same thing. Okay, so this is how you can add multiple classes. And you can also use this syntax, class 1 comma class 2 dot join it with and without anything, because space is already included. If space was not included, I could have added it like this. Okay, so we are going to use this syntax. So toggle button should be always there, but the position of the switch, the switch that you see right here, this should be based on if it is on or off. Okay, so what I'll check is on. Again, I'm using this condition to be checked is on. If is on is true, then I would use classes.toggleButton left, otherwise classes.toggleButton right, and I'll join it with the space. Okay, so let's see how it works. So initially it is at the right position, but if I click it, it comes left. But you will see the difference here. Here it comes very smoothly. However, in this case, it just toggles very quickly, right? There's no animation. And how do we achieve that? So that is what we are going to discuss now. So here what I'll do is we will add transition, which is a transition property. Okay, 0.3 seconds, ease in out, or ease in is also fine, all. Okay, basically this is how much duration transition should include. This is what type of transition, like it should follow a linear pattern and or something else. And this is what all you want to basically make transition effect of. Okay, so since we have only one property, we could just use left property and all that. But again, this would as we add more properties, like let's say we add color and everything, then also we will have to add those. So here I'm using all. So in case if in future if I add something else, these property that will automatically be included. And again, as I always suggest, you could always go search CSS transition, and W3 schools I think will have a good like what all properties you need to supply, what is transition duration, what is transition property, timing function. And there is one also good resource in timing function, like you can see here it is using linear. There is something called cubic-beizer, and let me transition cubic-beizer generator. Okay, this is a useful thing that you can make use of to create customize, so you can trigger it out and change these values as per how you want to time your function, and you can do a lot of things here. You can test it out and then it will generate the cubic-beizer, and then you can copy this effect, and instead of ease in you can put in cubic-beizer directly right away. Okay, so something like this will also work, and I want to do the same thing in this one as well. So let's see how it is looking now. So if I click on this, and it seems like it's still the same, so I think I may be missing the right syntax for the transition. Let's see quickly. Transition CSS. So whenever you get confused and whenever you are not able to understand the effect, you can always go and check. So transition width 2 seconds. Okay, I think it is basically property first, or I think I can just go here and check also. So here we have all. Okay, yeah, so you need to specify property first and then all these things. That's why I think it was not happening. So let's try this out, and let's move this one as well. And I think cubic-beizer is missing. Now let's go back. Again, this is also not happening. Let me just refresh it, inspect, and but you know what the problem would be, like if you go it like this, we will change this, but left and right won't be animated. So let's have left as 0 here, and let's have a translate property. So translate property is basically translating that particular item as it is, as you can guess. So let's translate it to 20% and 0. So first one is for x, second one is for y, and let's keep it. So because now since we have translate in both cases, so it will be consistent, and let's make it 80% and let's try it out. So if I click on this, let's make it 150% maybe. Okay, 200%. So like this we can test it out to see where exactly we want it. So 400 is too much, so let's try with 300. Yeah, so now if I click on this, now you can see that it is having that animation effect, and I think this would be 40%. So now you can see that we have the smooth effect, right? 50, a little bit more, maybe 80. Yeah, and I think top should be 18%. Okay, so now you can see that, and of course I want to make cursor pointer so that it looks like it is a button. Currently it looks very straight. So now, yeah, so now you can see that this is happening, this transition effect, right? If I remove all and I just put translate, then also it will work the way I want to. And so you can see that this again, this is where you specify property, but since I want to have it for all, because tomorrow once we have the change in color, that also we need to include, and for that purpose I'm just keeping it all. And we can just remove this cubic-beizer, and I'm pressing Ctrl D to duplicate this, and then I can just do fade in, is it fade in? I'm a little bit confused right now. Ease in, it's not fade in, it's ease in. So this is the property that we will be tapping into, and now I think it will look a little more smooth. So this is how you can create a radio button. So I hope this is clear. I know we have seen a lot of concepts like what is string interpolation and what is conditional statement and everything, but this is just to give you an overview of how this transition and everything works, and how you can create CSS effects to create a toggle switch of radio button and all. So I know this video has gone already long, so I'll be breaking it into two parts, and I hope this is all clear to you. And now almost our header is ready. Of course we need these kind of effects, shadowing and all that we can play around, and we can create multiple effects. We can just copy it directly from here as well. This property, let me just copy and go back to index, not index, actually components radio button. I think in pages, here we had this whole header, classes.header. So I can just go here, go to local styles, header.module.css, and let me find header. Okay, here it is. And if I do it like this, and RGB, and I need to do box shadow, so this should work. So if I go back now, you can see that it is looking almost like that. So this is how we will be we will keep on doing these things. We will go on further and we will try to create it. That's all for this video. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned because there is a lot of awesome backend stuff coming in. This is all front end. It is also interesting, but if you do a lot of front end, then it gets boring at some point. And so we will keep on doing this. We will do some dynamic rendering. We will see lists, how lists are coming, do API calls and all that stuff. And stay tuned for that, and feel free to ask any questions if you have in the comments. I would be more than happy to help. Thank you very much.